and record. All right, so again, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to join today. We have a lot of content to cover. So first, I want to, we've seen in the chat a couple of you say where you're joining from. So I want to take the time actually to start with getting to know each other just a little bit. So I have an icebreaker question for each of you, and you can go ahead and respond in the chat. So, you know, the last year has been a little bit crazy, more than a year actually. So in the last 3 months, what's something new that you can say that you've learned about yourself? Go ahead and share in the chat. Let's hear what's new that you've learned about yourself in the last 3 months. Don't be shy. I'm going to start calling on some folks. Oh, Christina says she loves running, or she hates running in the summer. And Christy says she loves routine. Christy, okay, so we're totally going to bond over that. I love routine. Miranda, she's stronger than she thinks. Great. Anyone else? Julie, what about you? I'm a lot bolder than I thought I was as an entrepreneur. That's great. We still have some folks coming in. Excellent. Julie's found that she's always has better work results if she takes time to take a break, which is really important during these times. So let's dive right in here. So what we're going to talk about today is I want to take you through a bit of a flow for how we're going to learn today. Okay, so first I want to really find talk through the problems and things that you might be facing as an entrepreneur in technology, as a female entrepreneur. So thank you for sharing those things. And so let's just start with the landscape. Right now, the world is changing rapidly with the pandemic, and so is technology transformation, the digital transformation in the 21st century. It's really all led by cloud-based solutions, artificial intelligence, and blockchain technologies. And in the enterprise ecosystem, the opportunity is actually $700 billion. And only 1 to 2% of that opportunity is made accessible for women tech founders. So today we're going to talk about how to tackle those challenges head on and actually unlock access to economic growth in enterprise with the Women in Cloud Microsoft Cloud Accelerator. So let's have another question here. And then I'll welcome some of you to come off mute and share your responses. So what would you say is the hardest part of building an enterprise ready solution? Does anybody feel brave enough to come off of mute and let us know what you would say for you is the hardest part of building an enterprise ready solution?
So I'll start. This is Christina from South Carolina. The hardest thing that we've found is that some of the technology partners that we have used to build out our application, all the different components are not universally ready to scale. So we'll find that some parts are and some parts are not. So maybe our front end is fine, but our middleware we've had to refactor. And as we've onboarded new clients, we've had difficulties in some areas, but it's been very uneven. So that's the thing that we've found the most difficult.
Okay, great response, Christina, and that's totally correct. Anybody else want to share? What's another hard part of building an enterprise ready solution?
Should I go?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Sorry, this is Rennie from CityMaster.io. We are a UK tech company, and we're building enterprise solutions that across different sectors. I think the hardest part for us is really to the parts to commercialization, I guess, in terms of finding the right people to speak to even, etc. I think if this is relevant to this topic that we're talking about, but definitely building the best solutions out there without commercialization is going to be not long lasting, and it's not going to be scalable.
Right, absolutely, Renee. Does anyone else want to share? I see some things are coming through in chat. Julie, go ahead. I see you raised your hand.
Hi, this is Julie from Vevery AI. So we build AI solutions for enterprises, both tech co-founders. But I found out that as a tech co-founder, specifically women, when I go into pitch and then find partnership, I always feel that I was asked more if my counterpart, which is another co-founder, go and pitch. I was often asked for like a POC and build ready just in order to talk to them, while the counterpart doesn't really get that much of pushback of like what's your solution right now. I constantly feel like I have to do much more just to get to talk to somebody. But as a startup, we don't put our resources to build POC just to talk to someone, right? We might have the semi POC, or even some people have a pitch deck, and we have past successful experiences that I thought that would be good enough. But it looks like I get more like asked for, upfront to prove that I can do something.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're actually going to address some of those challenges that you three have mentioned so far. Another question I want to dive into, because this is going to help shape the conversation as well that we're going to be having today, is what are some reasons that what are the reasons you want to consider partnering with Microsoft? Don't be shy. You can come off mute and let us know. Anyone want to share go ahead, Julie.
Hi, I was thinking that so far our solutions are mostly AI, more the tech stack is more like on-device AI, and because we have several partnerships with the hardware company. But I found out that we can drive more acquisition, or at least for potential customers to try it out if our AI is actually deployed on the cloud. It doesn't have to be like 100% ready to go, but it's more accessible for anyone who's kind of interested in. For example, we have a piece of AI for construction safety, and the AI is deployed on the actual cameras. This is a smart camera. I'm thinking because AI can recognize some construction workers now wearing helmets, and it doesn't have to be on the device for somebody to see in the actual construction site. We can deploy the AI pieces on the cloud, and then somebody's interested in just upload a video feed to see how AI works. So for me, partnering with a cloud provider with marketplace is just a great way for people to kind of just try it out before they actually talk to me.
Excellent. Thanks, Julie. Let me see if anyone else is brave. How about Regina? Regina, do you want to share why are you interested in considering partnering with Microsoft? Go ahead and come off mute if you can. Okay, anyone else want to share? Annette, go ahead.
Hi, sorry, my camera for some reason isn't working. So
No
sorry,
problem,
you can't
no
see.
problem.
So what we have actually an enterprise solution that's on premise. Okay, we've been a Microsoft partner for a long time. It's an on-premise solution, and they want us on the cloud. And my primary value that I see is to try to get that expertise on how to migrate an on-premise .NET desktop app to the cloud. But it's such a massive undertaking that that's why I'm looking to see if we can get some help from Microsoft to do that. It's all Microsoft stack. So
okay, great. So I think you've all shared some great points, and really the challenges that I'm hearing are very common, right? So some of you have said, the part about building an enterprise-ready solution, it seems almost like there's a secret formula to getting from point A to point B, and some entrepreneurs and businesses have this fear of experimenting and failing. You know, are you really doing what's right? If you do, are you and your team going together to tackle this this big enterprise system and get to where you want to be, to actually see a point where you are co-build, co-market, and co-sell ready, right? And then the third one is that there's a feeling that, you know, the blueprint does not really exist, right? So how do you know which steps you need to take and stay on that track to actually get your listing on the Microsoft Marketplace? Work with partners, become a partner, get your status to a certain point. And there's a lot of different things within the Women in Cloud Microsoft Cloud Accelerator that can help you do just that. So I'll introduce myself again for those of you that did not join right at the very beginning, and those of you that haven't met me before. So my name is Rais Noel. I'm the Global Events Program Lead of Women in Cloud. And in my role, I focus on our digital skilling and digital academy, primarily with our Cloud Accelerator. My role, I also focus on the hybrid, virtual, and in-person events all over the world for Women in Cloud. So to bring our community together. And those two pieces really, really blend together because we have a lot of signature events. And then as entrepreneurs participate in the Cloud Accelerator, one of the factors that we really take into account there is making sure that there is a global stage that these solutions can be showcased. So at Women in Cloud, we are a community-led economic development organization, and we focus on creating $1 billion in economic access for female tech founders in the enterprise market. So the three key areas where we focus are really about female tech entrepreneurship and innovation, and that's to foster economic development in the enterprise ecosystem. And second, it's to build partnership with Fortune brands, entrepreneurs, and communities to create tech employability for women. And third, to drive nonpartisan political advocacy to advance policies and that create and retain economic access for women. So today we're going to talk a bit, I'll share a little bit more about Women in Cloud. We'll dive into the Cloud Accelerator itself, the 6-month immersive experience, what that program outline is going to look like. I'll share with you a few case studies and talk about the investment and the benefits. And then we'll talk about I have some FAQs that entrepreneurs tend to ask, and then we'll take any final questions that you may have. Okay. So let's talk about, so we've addressed the challenges, right? So now let's talk about how Women in Cloud makes the promise, right? So how Women in Cloud started was with a small group of women working in tech, and they really came together and asked the question, what if female tech founders created over $1 billion in economic impact? And how can we actually do that? So there were 3 different streams that we focused on: creating jobs, creating diverse solutions, and ultimately uplifting society. So with that, I mentioned earlier what our mission is and how we work to partner with Fortune brands, focusing on bringing communities together, and we have several partner communities as well, and focusing on changing policy to continue to drive economic access. So our core audience is female tech founders. We also have strategic partnerships with Fortune brands such as Accenture, Hitachi, Microsoft, Insight, Boeing, you know, just to name a few, IBM. And we also have partnerships with buyers, influencers, and procurement officers. We have a lot of programming throughout the year as a part of our signature events as well to allow you to get connected with those people that you wouldn't normally meet. So I know, Julie, you made mention of something like that earlier, and I think Annette, you may have as well, getting connected to folks to really help drive that access. Finally, we also serve communities. So we have several community partners that we work with, such as the WIC Network, IMCP, Founders Live, Ariel for Africa, Global Affairs Canada, and they've all raised their hands to come together, and we have a partnership with them where you entrepreneurs and folks that participate as a part of the Women in Cloud community also get access and benefits from our other community partners as well. We work with policymakers, aspiring leaders, investors, and SaaS company leaders. So what makes Women in Cloud different, right? I'm sure some of you may have come in here asking yourselves that question. So really the difference is that our focus is primarily on closing gender parity in technology solution building. And how we do that, there are other groups out there that really focus on education and skill building, such as Girls Who Code or Anita B, community building, such as IdeaGen, the WIT Network, Grace Hopper, focusing on collaboration, right? But with Women in Cloud, our focus is all around economic development. We focus on providing access, acceleration, and action to develop for developing women businesses to create that pipeline for economic development. Any questions on Women in Cloud for what I've shared so far? If not, I will keep going. All right, so our community is made up of, we welcome male allies. These are just some comments from folks that are a part of our community. Gabriella Schuster, the CVP of Microsoft, is also one of our founding sponsors at Women in Cloud, and was one of the first people to actually raise their hand to support and say that they believe in the mission that about creating access for women in technology. So you'll notice that Microsoft is a partner of ours in many things that we do. So to date, we have a total reach in the WIC Collective network of over 100 million people all across the world through our community partnerships. We have a number of individuals in the digital network, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the WIC digital network later on in this session as well. And we have, probably 36,000 now there and growing. We have about 1,500 female entrepreneurs in our network and B2B female tech entrepreneurs. We have over 50 now enterprise ready solutions that have been developed through the WIC Cloud, Microsoft Cloud Accelerator. 90 jobs have been created, over 20 now enterprise brand wins. So there's a lot of collaboration that comes together to make this everything very much accessible here. As I mentioned, it's all about partnership and access. So we have a lot of contributing brands that work together and all believe in this mission. And we work with them on lots of our signature events throughout the year. So you've heard me talk a little bit about our signature events that we have. So we have every year our annual summit, which is our kind of our hero event. It's the largest entrepreneurship event of the year. It's gathering our global partners, industry leaders, and experts. And it's really a celebration. That's where we have our Cloud Accelerator graduation. We launch a number of different initiatives. We have, an ongoing Ask the Experts program, a lot of different ways to get connected with folks through our roundtable and networking conversations. And I'll talk a bit more about those specific activations in just a bit. We also have in March our WIC IWD, which is around the collective action around the International Women's Day. We have WIC Inspire, which some of you may have attended in July. It's held in tandem with Microsoft Inspire and IMCP's Post Inspire event. And that's connecting female founders with tech industry leaders. Coming up in October, we're going to have WIC UNGA, and we focus on advancing the UN Sustainable Development Goals. And when we are in person, we actually go to the UN as a delegation. As an entrepreneur in the Cloud Accelerator, you will be able to join as a part of that delegation when we go. Every month, and actually this afternoon as well, we have WIC Fortune 100 Lunch and Learn series. Really, that's business development with companies where you get to hear from them about what they're looking for, learn how to navigate working with those companies, hear about available job opportunities, learn about partnering and creating that that relationship with those companies. So this afternoon at 12 to 1:30 Pacific, we'll be having a Fortune 100 session with Accenture if you're interested in joining that. Okay, so I spoke a little bit about our signature experiences, and I won't spend too much time here so we can get to the meat of the conversation. All of our programming consists very much on networking. We wanted to feel that you're actually really able to get access to folks in the industry that would be able to serve as advisors in a sense, and be able to, you can get your questions answered direct from them rather than that barrier of you having to go through several people. So we do that through our Cloud Exec Connect program, which is a bilateral conversation where we connect female entrepreneurs with cloud procurement buyers or investors or our board of advisors. We also have a STEM-based youth mentorship program. We have multiple times a year a Cloud Innovate Her Pitch Challenge that culminates with the Global Cloud Innovate Her Pitch Challenge at our summit in January. And we have Cloud Jobs Diverse Recruitment Lounge, where organizations that are actively seeking diverse candidates can share about their opportunities. And even you as entrepreneurs, when you start hiring or are looking to expand your team, you have access to post your job openings on our Women in Cloud job site. So with all of that, we've accomplished so much in the past 6 months, and there in the state of Washington, actually, the legislation was passed a few years ago to make January 26th Women in Cloud Day, recognizing Women in Cloud initiative. And in the last 6 months, we have actually seen 500% expansion growth of our digital community with a 60% engagement rate on month-to-month basis. We have, in partnership with Insight Success Magazine, the top 10 women in cloud entrepreneurs have been recognized in the industry and in their online magazine. And we actually launched the first digital marketplace that showcases solutions that are developed by female tech founders in the tech industry that are catering to Fortune brands and enterprise companies. We have expanded our industry recognized stages to provide access for over 1,000 women to represent their voice, become advisors, and share their learnings. And we have rolled out the Fortune 100 initiative that we spoke about. And this, what it's all about is really a turnkey equity advancing solution for Fortune brands to come together and collectively solve gender equity challenges through representation, recruitment, and relationship building. And I've mentioned before some of the companies that we partner with there. We have also, in the past six months, to address the COVID crisis in India, launched Empower Her Family. And this is a cross-sector economic relief initiative that's been started to empower 1 million women in India to have an effective future by curating actionable digital solutions to provide economic relief. And finally, another thing that I'll have Erin share about a bit later as well is that we have over 600 Azure training and certification scholarships that were made available to advance digital skills for women that enable economically fulfilling jobs in the current market. And that was done through a partnership with Microsoft and Coursera. So there's been quite a bit going on. So now you know all about Women in Cloud. I'm going to dive into the model of solving these challenges that you mentioned early on, and how specifically we can take you from point A to point B within the Cloud Accelerator program. Everybody ready? Good, excited? I haven't lost you along the way. Okay. Excellent, excellent. Okay. So first, I want you to think about what would acquiring cloud business knowledge do for your business growth? I know some of you have mentioned before that you're the challenges that you are facing. Does anyone want to share what this knowledge would actually do for your business? Go ahead and raise your hand and come off of mute and let us know. Let's talk about this for a sec. What would acquiring cloud business knowledge do to your business growth? I'm going to stop screen share so we can see some folks.
Well, I'll start, Raisa. I'm Tammy McMiller, and I'm from Chicago. My business is cloud-based. We started off as cloud-based, but I'm kind of here to figure out my next move. I'm interested in partnering with Microsoft. We're on AWS now. I want to partner with Microsoft. I prefer to partner with an organization that has deeper roots into sustainability goals, more around supporting women founders. So I'm here investigating what makes the most sense for me. But because I'm a med tech company, I'm interested in knowing more about what types of products, resources, partnerships, et cetera, that would exist for a company like mine through the relationship with me, navigating over to Microsoft.
Excellent. Thank you, Tammy. Thanks for sharing and being brave. I see Annette made a comment. Annette, do you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that because our application is on premise, we can't sell to new clients anymore. New customers absolutely insist it be on the cloud. So we have a good client base, but if we can't grow, it's going to be the end of us, really. So it's a survive or die thing for us, from my perspective.
Okay. Yeah. And a lot of, we did a session yesterday, actually, with F5 and Tackle.io on a similar front about how the landscape is changing and how it's a requirement really to move with the evolution, because customers are looking to engage in this different way. It's important that you have the knowledge to really drive that forward. So I'm going to talk to you about specifically our model in the Cloud Accelerator, and we really focus on adding access towards driving those actions, and then ultimately that will equate to your accelerated growth. So how we do that is we focus on the education section, and then focus on the providing access to the executives and experts, and then driving those pipeline conversations and channel partnerships. So those are the 4 elements that you can look forward to as a part of the program. And I'll, as we continue, I'll tell you a bit more about how we actually do that. Sorry, my screen's just not advancing. Here we go. Oops. Okay. All right. So as an entrepreneur in the Cloud Accelerator, I mentioned a few of these before, but just to reiterate, you're going to get access to speak on industry stages and at Women in Cloud stages. You'll get access to one-to-one meetings for solution and business development. You can be a part of our UN delegation. You will get priority access for warm introductions through our Get Introduced app, which Erin will speak about later and actually show you how that works. You'll get priority listings of your solution on the WIC Solution Marketplace. Again, that's the first marketplace for solutions that are developed by women in tech for enterprise. You'll get complimentary access to WIC signature events and priority access to Microsoft for startups following the Accelerator graduation. So we have a partnership with Microsoft for startups where they know that we're taking you through this proven model and proven programming that makes sure that you are ready as well for MS for startups. And that gives you even more access to Azure credits to help drive your business. You'll get inside on the Digital Community Learning Hub, which we call the WIC Digital Network. That's where all of the self-learning elements for the Cloud Accelerator are built on, and you can navigate through there. And you'll also get access and priority consideration for Microsoft Build for 2030 initiatives. So I want to stop for just a sec, and I want to share with you what some folks have said that have actually been a part of the Cloud Accelerator, about how the success that they've realized in the program. So I'm going to share this right now. So give me just a sec. And let me know if you all can hear it, okay?
So Raisa, initially we heard it and then it went out.
Thanks for your patience, guys. We're going to get started in just a
Hear it
moment.
now?
Ideas over some time.
Yes, we're good. No, Rise, every time you mute, the sound goes.
And we figured that business model out during the WIC Accelerator with the help of others.
Women in Cloud was a great platform to network with other similar, entrepreneur-minded women. It's very inspiring to look at other problem areas that are being solved. So I think that just the whole platform of connecting with others and being able to network and was very powerful.
I would say that the biggest success that I had was actually seeing my product come to fruition and being something that was viable on the Microsoft Marketplace. And so back when I first applied to the program, it was kind of a dream of what I was going to be doing, and kind of half-baked ideas, still working on getting the platform up and running. But working through the accelerator, kind of behind the scenes, because I was doing a different program at the same time, I was somebody that had to catch up on everything, which was very difficult to do, but I did it. And so I would say be prepared for the amount of work that you need to put into this to get it to work to your advantage. But the cohort that I was with, the leaders that were in charge of wrangling all of us entrepreneurs together, I think it was just very informative, and they had lived the experiences that we were going through. So it was like having somebody guiding us down the path to be working with Microsoft as a partner and to be going to all these virtual events as well. So the success that I had from there was, now we are co-selling with Microsoft, and I didn't think that that would be a reality this time last year.
The Cloud Accelerator has been amazing in terms of incredible women leading the tech companies, which is very rare to easily find, as well as, I would say, the access to resources, capital, and introductions to relevant strategic partners.
Please do not hesitate to apply for Women in Cloud Accelerator. Other accelerator programs that focus on funding. Women in Cloud focuses on developing you as an entrepreneur and preparing your business to be enterprise ready. That's the ultimate end goal that any startup wants to achieve. Women in Cloud has very structured approach and support to get you through each phase and eventually help you list your solution to influential marketplaces and give you access to enterprises. Women in Cloud not only builds the bridge for you, but also makes sure that you are prepared to make the best use of every opportunity. This is really the platform for your business to take off and for you to grow as an entrepreneur.
All right, so let's dive in even more in a little bit more detail. Okay, so I'm going to give you an overview of the Cloud Accelerator. As you all are aware at this point, it's a 6-month immersive program to really help you co-sell with Microsoft. So how we do that is through, even in the digital space, right? So we found that being completely digital, being completely global, has made it so much more powerful in the accelerator. It's almost like the pandemic for this model has been a blessing in disguise. We do that through the office hours. We have office hours once every 2 weeks to go through the different elements of the program and actually get so you can get answers to continue to drive you forward. We do have self-learning video lessons and resources available through our online course that you can advance through in your own time. We have live chat sessions where we bring in industry leaders to talk about, how do you build those investor relationships? What are the best practices for partnering with Microsoft, among other things. We have about 6 live chat sessions per cohort. And really, like I said, these are intimate conversations. They're open only to the entrepreneurs that are a part of the current Accelerator program, and you can actually get the chance to ask those real questions based on the conversation that's happening. Then we have community connections. You can connect with other entrepreneurs through this experience. We have a hub that makes it very easy for you to do so. We spoke already about the different events that you can be involved in and actually network with folks in the industry to continue that success for your business. We do have Get Introduced, where you can request warm introductions to potential customers and advisors to continue to advance your business. Okay. And the reasons that you really want to consider participating is a lot around access, right? You get access to advisors, talent, resources, credits, investors, and more. You get the acceleration of your business for you as a woman founder, right? We give you education, talk to you about how to even consider building and mapping a team, or consider how to use webinars to convert people into actual customers, how to build those relationships and drive those conversations. You get to be a part of a contributing community of over 100 million in the WIC network, all working and believing in creating economic access. Focused events, there's an investment of only $1,000, but you get 10x the value because of what you get out of it. And impact that we have extremely focused programming, focused on customer wins and collaboration. Okay. So those are kind of the high level. Diving into the specific lessons, we'll focus on the cloud solution credo. So getting you to understand, actually really hone in on your value proposition for your specific target customers. And we'll talk to you about the top 5 laws of cloud solution building. We'll get you set with the cloud business enterprise modeler, an understanding pricing and licensing with hyperscalers, and building that cloud business model. We'll focus on Cloud CEO Planner, giving you that enterprise ready checklist and walking you through all of the pieces that you need. For example, the proposal template, your pitch template, your solution automation planner. We'll provide you with a partnership playbook, so you know how to strategically partner with Microsoft and channel partners. Okay, then you'll also work through a GTM playbook. So for your go-to-market, you're going to understand, as I mentioned, how to build a webinar that is and for your enterprise-ready solution. We'll talk to you about publishing your solution on marketplaces in addition to the WIC solution marketplace and cloud vendor marketplace listings and the checklist that you need for that. We'll one of the closing sessions that we go through is high performance team building, because as you're growing, you're going to need a team to support you, how to work with consultants and contractors for your enterprise opportunity, and really dive into any other operational activities that you may need to consider. So I spoke a bit earlier about the live chats with our industry leaders. Some of the others talk about engaging with corporate procurement, identifying and winning enterprise opportunities as a Microsoft partner, building solutions for enterprise, and building and executing your go-to-market programs with Microsoft. So those are some of the things that will actually connect you with industry leaders in those small group sessions, so we can talk through it and you can get your questions answered with insights right away live on those sessions. So I mentioned earlier that our course for the self-learning elements and lessons and resources are built on our WIC digital network. So there's a number of different things that you also get being a part of the WIC digital network, but this allows you to refer back to any of the recordings. We have an events calendar, so you can always stay up to date of what's going on. And you can also connect with others that are participating in the Cloud Accelerator with you. So if you have another C-level team member that you'd like to join and attend the sessions with you, we do welcome that. They can be a part of the online course as well. You can engage with each other. You can send one-to-one messages, group chats, and it's a private course section on our WIC digital network. And in addition to that, you'll be able to, connect and engage with other like-minded professionals in the overall digital network. And you can get early access to programs such as that focus on our UN global goals, our signature events. You can get access to business mentors and advisors, and also connect with others and get recognition on rolling out of solutions and becoming a champion within your company. So let's talk about the gives and gets. So I mentioned earlier as well that there is a commitment of $1,000, and the reason for that that we have a cost, the majority of the cost is actually covered by our annual sponsors and Fortune 100 partners. We require a commitment because when you as an entrepreneur put an investment in for your business, it shows that you are actually going to show up, commit your time, and you're actually committed to being a part of the 6-month experience, and not just participating as, hey, this is another thing I want to sign up to do. So the other benefits that you get as a part of this is you get all of the downloadable workbooks. You participate in that co-selling education with Microsoft. You get the access to industry stages, that hand-on experience to develop your cloud business model, go-to-market, and co-selling support. You get access to up to $10,000 in Azure credits upon approval. And all of that, 2 complimentary tickets to all WIC signature events, formal introductions to investors. So the value that you're getting out of the program is really, like I mentioned before, 10x what you're putting in. Once you show up, we ask of you as an entrepreneur to focus on winning at least one B2B customer within the 6 months, and we will help drive you to that goal and do everything that we need to get you there. We want you to create a customer win case study, create a go-to-market campaign for customer acquisition, publish your solution on Microsoft Commercial Marketplace, publish on the WIC Solution Marketplace, You can present or pitch your cloud solution at a minimum of one stage and deploy your solution on Azure infrastructure. So those are just a couple of things from the gives and gets for entrepreneurs that are as a part of the Cloud Accelerator program. So the journey map that we take entrepreneurs through is really focusing on community and education through the Digital Academy. We have courses within the Digital Academy that are for businesses that are just not quite ready to participate in the Cloud Accelerator itself. It's a self-learning model, and it walks you through smaller chunks to get you to the Cloud Accelerator element. Then you move to the Cloud Accelerator. We focus on your 2 to 3 enterprise pilots, your enterprise ready solution, sales and wins, and Microsoft partnerships. Then following your graduation, you would go through to the Microsoft for Startups, and we would nominate you as a company to participate there. And you'd have that, unlock that repeatable sales solution, and then focusing on digital co-selling with Microsoft and funding and access to investors such as M12, Chai Angels, Master Fund, and others based on nomination. Okay. Any questions on that?
I have a question. How large are the cohorts?
The cohorts are approximately 25 entrepreneurs. We can go up to 50, but we try to keep it at we say 25 because typically some folks have another C-level leader from their company join them as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's talk about the key, right? How are we talked about the challenges, how the model works, and we want you to actually get excited about your journey developing your enterprise ready solution. So a transformation that we like to tell our entrepreneurs is really going from the as is state to the to be state. So right now, your as is state may be a technology provider or startup. Your to be from that would be cloud solution provider and a partner. We want your revenue model, instead of thinking for mostly project services, to go to a recurring revenue model. And right now you're creating your network for yourself, seeking out resources for yourself. But through Women in Cloud, we would give you access to industry experts, talent, best practices, and experts. They're all made accessible to you. With GTM, currently you may be having to pay for it yourself, but within Women in Cloud, Microsoft go-to-market assets are available for you. And the hyperscaler partnership right now may be very light, but within the Accelerator program, the partnership that you'll develop there is very strong. The recognition that you're currently, for you and your business, your brand, is something that you have to drive and is self-created, but you will be recognized as well as an ambassador and leader in the WIC community. And again, getting you on all of these industry stages and getting you to do, webinars and pitches and things like that. The growth will be exponential. So really, we like to say that the Cloud Accelerator is a readiness program. It's not business development, right? And we also always tell our entrepreneurs that we are a navigator. We are not an aviator for your business. So we will provide you the tools, but it's up to you to show up, to put in the work, and actually, focus on driving those outcomes for your business. But we will give you everything you need to get there. And we really have a strong focus on business acceleration and wins. It's not a support group. We do take time to talk about, your wins and any challenges that you're having so that we can help to remove those roadblocks collectively. But it's a brand amplifier, not a support group. Okay. So just a couple more things. We have had, I mentioned earlier that we had some of our entrepreneurs showcased in Inside Success magazine, and they have had some great successes that they have expressed. Stylize, for example, has grown revenue by 44% year over year, and they were actually recently acquired by Neiman Marcus. Mercer McKay Solutions their revenue has doubled in sales from 3 million to 6 million. Resume Free, you saw her in the video, Ali Kanal. Year over year, the growth has been 400%. The client base has increased 5 times since participating in the Cloud Accelerator, and she's gone from servicing 1 country to 6 countries now. AG Tools, they have fundraised almost 1.5 million on their seed round and acquired yearly contracts. Tribute has gone on to achieve 3 times their revenue. They've been featured in GeekWire, and they have added customers such as Zillow and University of Washington to their growing list. BizT, through a connection that was made through the advisory board of Women in Cloud, they were introduced to Chinek to Central Regional Center for Education in Canada. They've been featured on Shark Tank. You know, their business is growing like wildfire. And she was also the winner of the Global Cloud Innovator Pitch Challenge. So I want to hand it over to Erin just to take a few minutes to talk about, just very quickly to talk to you about what we have coming up today at the WIC Fortune 100 Lunch and Learn, and then I'll close with a few questions. If you can all spare another 10 minutes or so, that'll be great, and we'll make sure to get you out so you can enjoy the rest of your day. Erin, are you ready to go?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, take it away.
Thank you, Reza. Yes, so I am the partnership lead for Women in Cloud. I assist with creating and maintaining our partnerships and sponsorships. And as part of the WIC Fortune 100 initiative, we are having our partners host a monthly networking experience. So every month it's a different partner. Today we are having Accenture. So Accenture is hosting today's WIC Fortune 100 Lunch and Learn, where entrepreneurs and candidates can get in front of the top Fortune brands to learn more about them and how their company culture works, the available job opportunities, how to navigate and strategically partner with them. So we hope that you join us today at noon Pacific Standard Time. I believe Veranda is putting some links in the chat, so I hope to see some of you there. And the outcomes there are a lot of leadership networking, business development opportunities as well. And again, so Accenture is this month. Next month we'll have Boeing, and every month it is a different partner. We also have our WIC Solution Marketplace. So Veranda put that link in there. I hope you guys apply to have your solution hopefully showcased there. We have featured listings capability, and that is a monthly showcase. So every month we feature different solutions. You'll have direct access to schedule demos and get introduced to customers and partners that are interested. And you can also directly link other marketplaces where your solutions are featured. And one of the features that I love about our marketplace is that there are industry categories, which is really nice. So it makes it easier for partners and customers to review the different solutions that we offer. And we just relaunched our Get Introduced app, which is really exciting. So it is more of an automated system now. This is where you can request warm introductions with industry leaders. So those leaders that are from Accenture and Google and Microsoft as well. It's an automated double opt-in system. So you would click on Get Introduced. That would send, and you would talk about what you're looking to connect about. It would send a message to that person requesting access to them. And if they agree, then you'll be able to set up and schedule a meet and greet with them, which is really awesome. If you guys want to interested in even advising, you're more than welcome to apply. There's an application process that you can fill out, and we can feature you on there to get connected as well.
All right, thank you so much, Erin. for covering that. I hope that some of you will find value. And I see there are a couple of questions in the chat. So as I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and close with, I'll start with some frequently asked questions that we tend to get. So first is, do I qualify, right? The key qualifying factors are, you know, we're looking for companies that are women-led with at least one woman in the C-level role with decision-making power in the company. So if you have somebody else on your team that you want to join as well to, so one other person would also have to be in a C-level role with decision-making power. And now that we are fully digital, we had recently expanded to 8 additional countries. So US, Canada, Africa, India, Germany, France, UK, Greece, and the UAE. But because we're now fully digital, companies can be based anywhere to participate in the Cloud Accelerator. We want to make sure that you're B2B enterprise driven. So those of you that are targeting enterprise opportunities in any industry sector with that potential to scale. So you have to have the experience and must be in business for 1 year with one pilot customer and a developed cloud solution. And finally, make sure that you are looking to scale your business through Microsoft and their channel partners. You may have heard in the video where one of the entrepreneurs mentioned the time commitment that it takes. So we recommend considering at least 2 hours per week for the accelerator. We do have some scheduled programming in there, but make sure that you have 2 hours of focus time to really work on getting deliverables done and moving through the process. We have that immersive kickoff session for those that are accepted. That first session is very meaty. It's 3.5 hours long. I think we're going to try to keep it to 3 hours this year. We will have a break. And then we have office hours 2 times a month. That's about an hour, hour and a half each. We have those live chats once a month. And every month we also have those Fortune 100 lunch and learn sessions where you can get connected with those companies. The next one we have coming up is today with Accenture. And then next month it's going to be with Boeing. We have other companies participating soon in the future. And Kathy, no, your pilot customer does not have to be Fortune 1000. And then self-learning, again, you can go through the courses at your own pace. Okay. So then how many credits do I receive? So as a part, once you're accepted into the program, you get approval for up to $10,000 of Azure credits. We submit those in 2 batches of 5,000, and the access to additional credits as well you get through the priority acceptance and nomination into Microsoft for Startups, which grants you access to up to $125,000 in Azure credits. Okay. Sorry, I'm having some clicking delays. Okay, so we already spoke about if others from your company can participate and why there's a fee and what the fee is. For companies that are based out of Canada, with our partnership through with Global Affairs Canada, they've actually sponsored and underwritten 50% of the fee to be a to participate in the accelerator. So once you complete the application, if you are selected and approved to move on to the Cloud Accelerator, your fee, because you're a Canadian company, would then only be $500. Okay. And then some folks have asked in the past, does getting on the Microsoft Marketplace require me to switch infrastructures? So to be listed on Microsoft Marketplace, you need to have one workload identified to be listed, and it's a part of that publishing process. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple questions that are coming through for the WIC under. Julie has asked, as I understand, the accelerator will get my service ready for the marketplace, but I don't need to be in the accelerator to apply, right? So this is for the WIC solution marketplace. No, you don't need to be a part of the WIC accelerator in order to submit your solution to the WIC solution marketplace. However, as an entrepreneur in the accelerator, we'll make sure that, because a part of the process is you have to essentially provide the same level of detail, go-to-market resources, and it's going to be, you know, times X for Microsoft Marketplace, for example. So we'll work very closely with you to make sure that that everything is priority taken care of to get your solution listed. And we go through that with you in the Cloud Accelerator program. Annette has asked, how detailed does the business plan need to be on the application? I would say some folks in the past have done, I've seen 1 page, I've seen 2 pages. Just, you know, folks vary with that. We do take time going into that piece, but express what you are comfortable with. You don't have to go into the nitty-gritty of, you know, your day-to-day operations or your full financial scope, but just enough to give us a comfortable overview and understanding of your business and your solution. The benefits of getting featured on the WIC marketplace is that you, and this question is from Dee, the benefits of that is that you get the enterprise companies that work with us, our Fortune brands that work with us, they are all aware that this, especially that are seeking that solutions that are diverse, developed by women. Women in Cloud's solution marketplace is the first and only so far place for solutions that are developed by women across all industries. So this is the hub for that. Additionally, you can drive audiences to multiple marketplaces where you're listed. So for example, if you're also listed on AWS or Google or Microsoft, you can have all of those. So this can be a one-stop shop for people to come and see where you are, who you're partnered with, and get easy access to set up a demo with you or learn more about your transactable offer or contact me offers. And really, excuse me, really easy for them to take action from there. I answered that question. How will we know if we get shortlisted in the cohort? So the deadline to submit your application for the Cloud Accelerator is August 20th. We do the reviews on August 21st, and you should have a notification anytime between August 22nd or August 23rd. Now I try to get that to hold those dates really real. I know Christy said earlier she's a fan of routine, and so am I. So I'm the one that works to make sure that these decisions are made and you're all communicated with in a very timely fashion. If you are not accepted for the Cloud Accelerator, there are other options for you, and we will let you know about those. For example, perhaps it would be better for you to go through one of the courses in the Digital Academy to make sure that you and your business are ready. But we will provide feedback if you're not accepted. But we want to make sure that you get your applications in by August 20th. The deadline is 11:59 p.m. Pacific on that day. Do you have to be on Microsoft Cloud to be in the cohort or marketplace? You do not. We have companies that have joined and have started from, you know, for example, I think Tammy, you said you're on AWS right now. You have to have one workload identified, and that's a part of the publishing process for the Microsoft Marketplace. But to be listed on the Women in Cloud Marketplace, you do not have to be on Microsoft Cloud or to be in the cohort. We're not going to like say, no, you can't come because you're on AWS. When do we need to have secured a B2B pilot customer? So that is something that we work on through the program. You should have at least one pilot customer in place. That's a part of the experience we look for. even if it's not enterprise, we want to, and we'll ask you that question within the application process, so you can just give us a bit more information on the direction of your business and your solution, so that we can know how best to work with you. Okay, so success through the Cloud Accelerator, and I hope this session has proved very helpful for all of you today. Success is really going to look like you're going to get that access to people. We're going to people, advisors, to networks, right? Partners. And you're going to get, we're focusing very heavily on action. You don't have to be a tech focused, like a super technical person to even go through the program. Some people have entered and been a little bit wary of things like that, but you're going to have all of the learning and education and the support of other entrepreneurs that are going through this with you to drive that acceleration of your business. We want you to, we're all working together to make this world even more powerful for rockstar women in tech industry. So we want to make sure that you are getting from getting to 10x, you know, through this program, and we'll continue to engage with you even beyond the 6 months of the program to, you know, continue to provide support. You'll still have access to the community and all of these different programs that we have going on. So a couple of things that are coming up, we'll share this by email as well. Erin mentioned the upcoming Fortune 100 session that's happening today with Accenture from 12 to 1:30 Pacific. I've mentioned the deadline to apply for the upcoming cohort is August 20th. We will have the launch, and that cohort 6.0 will start on August 27th. So please, please, please be sure, get your forms in if you haven't started already. And actually go ahead and put in the chat for me, have you started your application? Are you going to start your application? Are you excited? Or do you still have more questions? On a scale of 1 to 10, are you feeling energized and ready to move through the program and go forward with this next step for your business? Or are you still on the fence, just not sure about a couple of things? Excellent. I'm seeing lots of great responses. Take some time this weekend to finish those applications. Okay. We have save the date we have WIC Unga coming up October 14th and 15th. A lot of exciting programming, and a lot more information is coming out about that. We do have a pitch challenge that is happening as a part of WIC Unga. You can enter for the chance to win $5,000, and the top 3 finalists from that pitch challenge will get to go on to the Cloud Innovate Her global pitch in January for the chance to win $10,000. And we're looking for solutions that address one or more of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So we'll be in touch with more information on that as well, and we will definitely talk about it and help to prepare you through the Accelerator program. And I think with that, I know we've covered so much and I've gone over a few minutes, but thank you all for sticking with me. I'm glad you all found it valuable. I will share, as I said, more information on WIC Unga that's coming up. And in order to get in touch with us, my email address is raisa@womenincloud.com. That's RAISA@womenincloud.com. And let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be in touch over the next few days with more resources, information, and we can become email buddies, okay? So thank you, everyone. And I hope you've enjoyed it and have a great weekend and the rest of your day. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.